Here we go, everybody. Match number 2 of the WCA Pro Qualifier China. We saw Yumiko being defeated by TH 1-2, but now it's another matchup. It's another group. It is Group B. It's the opening match of those, and it is the rematch of the GSC Championship final between 120 in blue in the upper left and Infi in the upper right. The former world champion, he won WCG. The human player did in 2009, I believe, and of course the WCA in 2014, which makes him a 2-time world champion, and as well the WEC, which was also considered like a major tournament in 2014. In 2015, he wasn't that strong, to be honest. He won the ESCC, which is pretty nice, and lost the ESL Shanghai tournament to TH in the final, but he won PGL as well. So PGL and GSC, this is a strong winter for Infi. And yeah, what can 120 do to overcome the odds? I talked about this before. 3-1 was the result of the Golden Championship Series, where he played a perfect match on map number 1. But what can he accomplish here? It is Echo Isles, everybody, and Echo Isles is the map where you can expand the easiest, I would say. You have immediate access to the mercenary camp if you want to. It's a very, very easy creep spot to take, so it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very, very hard in 120, opening it up with a Death Knight first, with a very fast hero. And of course he is scouting the mercs. Maybe he can steal something here. Stealing the Shadow Priest would actually be a huge, huge thing. But of course it would throw back his build order a bit. Sorry, because he would be supply capped there. So yeah. The Acolyte wakes up the creeps, getting purged, and so he's down, and he's not able to steal anything here, but the Archmage and the Footman catching a few hits, so it's kind of delayed. The Militia taking care of the little green spot, and here you see it, the blue dots in the middle of the map. 120 is coming already with his first pair of Rods of Necromancy, of course, and the coil, the Death Coil, to steal some creeps. But Infi, his creep is already interrupted here. This is not how he wants things to start, I guess. Here comes the Militia to go for the Merc camp. But being annoying is what the Undeads do best in the early game. Some consider this matchup a little imbalanced, at least once the human has the expansion up. It is so hard to tear it down again, so the number 1 priority for 120, once again 19 years old, is to not let this expansion come through. And the best way of doing this is cut the mercenary support. But here we go. The creep is starting, and here comes the first call. That's the first experience for the Undead. Level 1.5 already. Can he get the Maggie? No, he can't. His arm was in the air, but he didn't succeed. The Merc goes towards... Wow, it's a Pendant of Energy! What a nice pick up right from the bat. But another steal for the Undead player. Has to be careful not to get surrounded. The coil once again a little too late, but he gets that pass, and that is almost an immediate level 2 for the Youngblood, for the most improved player and the Rookie of the Year of 2014 and 15. So, okay, this expansion got delayed already, but was it enough? That's the big question. The item drop was perfect for the Emperor, for the Duke of Warcraft, and he continues to creep. This, of course, stealing those creeps slows down the creeping of Infi, so he won't get to level 3 here. Ah, he will. Barely making it to level 3, so one more steal would have cancelled that one. But 120 refrains of applying pressure. He wants to creep up on his own. He wants the Unholy Aura for more HP regeneration and, of course, more movement speed. This is it. 2 Gloves of Haste already, which will be great for the Lich later on. I guess the tech is already in progress. Unlucky End Snare here. Infi continues to creep in the middle of the map, stealing this one unique creep spot from his opponent. And Wand of Illusion is nice for creeping. It's nice for scouting. And the stream is stuttering again. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Fiends, of course, the weapon of choice against humans, since they're very, very good against towers. And until defend, appears also against Footman. And the expansion is coming up. So Infi needs to get some time here, needs to get some space to get this thing working, to get this a few towers up to protect this one. But yeah, tier 2 already finished for the undead. This is of course a lich, but he wants to get this tome of relics, because then there's no statues and there's no repair coming. He's losing the tome. Oh boy, this is so hard. The shop is gone for the undead. That means no rods of necromancy, no statue, no nothing, no potions, and of course no orb of corruption later. He immediately starts to rebuild it. Or no, this is a slaughterhouse, I guess. Yeah, this is not looking good for 120 already. He pulls all the ghouls to aid him in this fight, but the slaughterhouse is going down as well. What can he accomplish in the process? 3 fiends trying to tear down the economy of Infi, but he's looking so strong here, man. The Lich is out. Now we have Nova. So can he get something out there? Immediately getting all the the footmen being frosted. So a lot of experience for the undead player, but there's so many mercs, man. 2 Shadow Priests plus the Berserker. It's not looking good for Terra or 120. His tech is so delayed. No shop, no slaughterhouse, and Infi accomplished exactly what he wanted. Some nice pickups here and there, but his economy is crippled as well, man. The ghouls, I think 2 of them are gone. He did accomplish something here at the 3 to 4 corpses. He kept all his fiends alive, which is pretty great. But this is not slowing down Infi as much as he wants to. Or as much as Infi slowed him down. Once again, the stream a little laggy. I heard they have network issues in the broadcasting studio over there in China. So that's why we have no clean feed. It's not working. So yeah, the fiends harassing again. And here comes the Death Knight. So he is level 3. He gained an entire level on that harass of Infi, but he has to be so careful with the fiends, man. Here's Muddy the Mud Golem, our mascot, joining the fray immediately, slowing down some units. Whew, things normalize a bit. He needs a statue so bad, but it's such a long road that he has to take. First masonry upgrade already for the towers. No tier 2 tech. No tier 3 tech for the undead. Only started it now. And then of course it gets very, very dangerous for a short period of time for Infi. And that's exactly the timing window that 120 has to use. That he has to capitalize from. The Lich is coming in again. Nova only on the Shadow Priest. He wants to snipe that with Coil Nova combo. Dust being used against the Burrow. That is most likely coming. So many hits here on the Death Knight. Oh boy. Infi is not even on tier 2 and he gets the surround! Kenny against the trees now, but the Death Knight, when the slow wore off. Ew, this move was about to break the neck of the undead, but he gets the feed. Very well played by Infi so far. This dude is just the peak of Warcraft at the moment. He has the slaughterhouse up, but he has no shop, and that means no statues. The shop is coming, but at the meantime, Infi should be at tier 2. And the tech is only finishing now. In the meantime, can he have the time to level up the Lich? To get at least Dark Ritual, to get some more mana points? I don't know that. But yeah, tier 2, halfway through. So he's further behind than I expected. So tier 3 of the undead and tier 2 of the human player will arrive at basically the same time. That means he can get destroyers before everything else. But yeah, this is the Infi we know. Tons of towers to secure the expansion. Of course, there's no way for the undead to counter expand since it's so expansive and takes so much time. But there's only one expansion on this very map. So maybe it's not for the better. If he can drag this game out long, Infi applying pressure once again, defend now, but the Nova catching all the footmen, not doing that much damage though, but slowing them down is a huge thing because he can easily focus them with feeds then, and he's going for the shop again. He needs repair this time. He needs repair this time. The Black Citadel is finished, so he has the static defense to help him, but no, it's impossible. The shop is down, and that is the orb of corruption, thankfully, for the undead, so that makes things a lot easier for him, lowering the armor of every unit it hits, and he has 2 gloves of haste, so he can spam this one. Nice focus on the Fiend, but he gets him out. This fight of 120 looking tremendous, fighting in his own base it is, and another Nova hitting the footman. He slays them all, one after another, and I think the levels on the heroes look pretty damn great. Level 2.5 already, and he keeps on leveling. Infi is not able to get the statues, even with 2 water elementals. And what a great defense this was, but this is not key to victory. Key to victory is harassing the economy of the human, interrupting his tech before he starts to shine, which is basically tier 2, tier 3, especially tier 3. But it's only 4 towers, and we see the castle tech here. Improved lumber harvesting, and I think it's only masonry level 1, so it's not that hard. He's coming in again, and the cancellations on the shop is so damn great, but he has no staff, so he can't protect his expansion at the moment, and I guess his army is completely down. Maybe some mercenary support, but he slays one peasant after another. Maybe he should focus on that workshop to delay the tech. Double spirit tower from 120, and the ghouls have to defend this here. The workshop gets up. The workshop is up. He lost 5 or 4 peasants in the process, though. Will he have to use the town portal, or can he hold up the siege? Mortar teams are coming. It's mass casters and mortar so far, because Infi knows, alright, this dude is looking pretty strong at the moment. I have to get something on the battlefield here, but at the same time, there is no destroyer upgrade possible for 120. That is horrible for him. But yeah, he didn't lose a lot of acolytes yet, so he can apply the pressure. And it's a lot of fiends. First tower is down. Mortar team being sniped with a coil immediately falls, and the workshop will not survive this siege. Down it goes, so no gyrocopters, no tanks at the moment, just breakers. Wow, what happened here? He tanked a lot of damage with his heroes, so he can't stay in there. Tons of towers. 120 is reversing the favor, and that's it. That's all he has. The Archmage and the Mountain King is all he has, plus 1 mortar team. But now he's on tier 3. Now he can produce knights. But not any longer, since the blacksmith is going down. A building with 1,300 HP. Down it is! No more knights, no more workshop, no more mortar teams, no more flying machines or tanks. This is a huge deal for 120. This is a beautiful game of his. Nova into the peasant, so the production, oh no, not the production, but the harvesting, the gold mining is slowed, and of course he gets the damage in. It's incredible what 120 is capable of doing with 50 food, but the Mountain King is back on track. First Stormbolt being thrown. I think this is still level 1. Or level 2 Mountain King here. Very few creeping has been made on Echo Isles, and I mentioned this before, this is Infi's map to take, and so far 120 is playing this basically perfect. But the expansion is still up and tier 3 is running. He got 1 knight out, and the paladin is there as well. So it is time for the Dark Ranger to appear for silence. Can he kite the knights? They are so fast. Maybe with Nova. He's focusing on the heroes now. He wants to get rid of the Mountain King, and he does so. Coil Nova, killing the second hero, which was only level 1, but once again creating so much space, since he doesn't have to be afraid of a stun. He doesn't have to be afraid of the nuke, and he can stay on there, occupying the space in front of the expansion from the human player. And all he can do is build breakers at the moment. In case he didn't... Oh, he's going for the Paladin, but no mana anymore. One more Nova, and he used it on that Knight. That was a mistake in my opinion. But he tears down one production building after another. I don't think he rebuilt the blacksmith here. Undeads around the world cheering for the god that is 120. The Knight is stuck. Oh my god, that is so bad for Infi. And he gets rid of the Sanctum as well. So no more breakers, only one production facility. Is this the turn of the matchup here? Will 120 finally be able to beat Infi? Let's not get too excited here, but it looks very, 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 very good. He's coming in again with mercenary support. He got rid of the third tower now. One fiend might die here. No, the coil saves it. And wow, what a coil control this young guy has. He's losing the fiend in the process though, but he bought enough time to do some damage to other units here. He constantly uses the Rods of Necromancy. Mountain King is back. Nice staff on the Ogre Mauler, keeping that dude alive. Another Stormbolt on the Fiend, and 120's army is kind of dwindling. But look at the coil with 5 HP or whatever it was. Another Nova hitting the Berserker. The damage output getting lowered. But the Knights are streaming in now, and he has destroyers. He finally got it up. He finally got the shop up. He finally got the upgrade. And now it's Dispel time, and now it's magic damage time. And now it's time to slay the Knights. Once again, the coil arrives with like 10 HP. It's absolutely magnificent what micro this undead has. And there is only one dangerous tower left, and then he's free to kill the peasant in the expansion. The blacksmith is back, so he can produce knights again, but we don't see gyrocopters, we don't see griffins, we don't see anything that is dangerous to 120 at the moment, but it's only one destroyer up, 58 food. It is, and now the tower is gone, getting another fiend. Everything is lagging. Wow, the coils again. He has constant mana on this one. There's still mana for a coil left. Sorry about the stream, guys. It's from China. It lags from time to time. This is looking bad. Okay, now we're back to normal. But the staffing action of Infi is saving so many knights. They're out of the fight, but they're not out of the game, and they get healing for free. But now, tear down this town hall, Mr. Gorbachev. And it's only Masonry level 2. It's 7 armor points, but it's not Masonry 3. And this is actually working. This is actually working despite being thrown back by such a huge margin. Cancelling the shop, cancelling the slaughterhouse. That was a great early game by Infi. Now, abominations are coming in. The Dark Ranger is coming in. Silence on the Mountain King, who gets focused again. It's a silence on the Paladin, so no Holy Light available. And he wrecks that Mountain King, keeping him low. Also the Knights. There's not even militia support that can help him here. Nice micro on the Fiend. Can he save him again? Yes, the coil arrives on time. It's just a beauty to see this undead play. How he keeps himself alive, sacrificing that fiend for more. And the Paladin is going down as well. It's a slaughter. It's GG. It's the upset that we all hoped for so much. 120, 1-0 lead against the champion of the Golden Championship Series. The NetEast champion is down 1-0, and we still have Amazonia to play, which is one of the worst maps for human. Wow. Wow. 600 viewers. 600 viewers celebrating this one undead win over what is one of the strongest players of all time. It is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. This coil control is above everything else I've seen in my entire life. This Death Knight control. How can he keep himself up in mana points? He always has the mana to go for the coils to save the fiends, but on the other side, he always has the mana to go for the heroes as well if he needs it. This is a level of undead play that Ted didn't play, that WFZ didn't play. This might be the best undead of all time, and he's 19 years old. But let's not get too excited. I know I'm talking myself into into something here, but he's still playing Infi. He's still playing Infi, and if one player has the nerves and the psychology to overcome an upset like this, it's definitely Infi. This guy has nerves of steel. Nothing can can get him out of his game plan. So he's still the Emperor. We still have to see what he can offer here. And yeah, so far the straw poll was correct that you find at wc3.reddit.com in the mega thread for the WCA Chinese qualifier. You can bet on every single match. So go in there, give your vote up, and I'm gonna do the coverage for this match real quick. Whew. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Last Refuge next. I cannot imagine Infi picking Amazonia now. So we're waiting for the game to be hosted. It's, I guess, 9 o'clock now here in Germany. Yeah, 2 hours of Warcraft already. And what an amazing start of this qualifier it has been. Here you see the remaining maps. It's either Amazonia or Last Refuge. Once again, the graphic is wrong here. Echo Isles is out because it has been played and the other maps got vetoed. Of course, Turtle Rock, the best undead map, and Trina's Stand, probably one of the best human maps as well. So I think now that they showed the remaining maps, we are good to go. We are good to jump into this second map of the final match of the day. Will 120 be able to get a clean 2-0? This is exactly how the GSC finals started. A perfect game 1 by 120, and then Infi, with all the force that the human race has to offer, bulldozed over him and ruined the dreams of the young player that is 120. And of course the group of these guys has ZDR and Sushishi as well. They will play in 2 weeks. So this is basically, from my perspective, the game for the group stage win. I guess Sushi and ZDR are not on the level of these 2 players. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Amazonia. It is Amazonia, and we got a $5 donation by Zariel. Thank you very much. Why would Infi pick this? I mean, I don't see a reason for that. If you... Well, it's such a close group stage with 8 of the best players in the world here. So I think you can't afford a map loss for free. Maybe Echo Isles was his choice first, so it was 120s now. I don't really know the veto system that WCA applies. But yeah, why is Amazonia so bad for human? Why is it so great for undead? Or it's not great for undead, but in this matchup it's pretty damn good. As I mentioned before, humans need an expansion against undead, otherwise they can't win the game. Or it's sad to be like this, and it is basically like this. But this natural expansion spot, and the only gold mine that Amazonia has, is protected by a big rock golem, 2 mud golems, and so creeping this is very, very, very hard. And it takes some time. And so the opportunity for the undead to harass with skeletons, getting the last hits on peasants and stuff, is huge. And I guess this is the hardest map in the pool for humans to expand, combined with Toil Rock. So let's see what Infi can do. If one player can pull it off, it's Infi. But the early and mid game will be so hard. Can he get the deny? Oh my god, I thought he did it. I really thought he did steal it with the Acolyte, but no. Maybe this one? Yeah, he stole that, didn't he? Yeah, he stole that with the Acolyte. Oh my god, what an opening again. What an opening again. Last hitting with an Acolyte. What a brilliant coil again. And oh, he's surrounded. He is surrounded. He fell for the trap. Infi knew exactly what he was doing. Can he fight its way out there? He has to kill 2 peasants. He's losing so much HP. He's not getting out of there. He lets his DK die, and that opens a huge timing window for Infi. A huge timing window for this creep. He got his level 2 despite being the fact that 2 creep spots have been stolen. Of course, the Death Knight providing experience as well. So this harass backfired. And that's exactly what broke his neck in the Golden Championship series. This too aggressive Death Knight being exposed to surrounds and 2 Mountain Kings maybe later. So yeah, this is exactly where the Undead wants to be at the moment. Harassing the peasants. Of course, if there's no intruder, no Death Knight, no nothing, then Infi can do basically whatever he wants. And the stream is lagging again. Okay, stabilizing. All right. Nah. Okay. So he focuses on creeping. Or not. Okay. That would have been a stupid thing to do, I guess. So the creep spot is done. But the expansion is not up. There's still plenty of time to shine for 120. But things just got a lot easier. A lot easier for Infi. Okay. There is corpses, of course. He just killed the creeps. First worker is down. But he has a huge amount of skeletons already. 4 at a time. He killed a critter on the way there. And the first fiend as well. So this is high pressure right from the start. No simultaneous creeping, no nothing. He wants to kill workers and workers and workers all over. But I don't think he can pull this off. Infi going for the shop. Maybe for boots or dust. And this expansion is pretty much uncontested. He killed 1 worker. Maybe, since Infi wasn't supposed to win on Echo Isles, it's his time now to return the favors. Oh, he's walking into the surround again, and this time he has to portal out. What's going on with Infi, man? He's not supposed to be the man for stuff like this, for some micro actions like this, but he showed it off. On Echo Isles twice, now twice on Amazonia already. This is looking very, very grim. Maybe a little overconfident. Maybe nervous. We know that he's pretty young and still, compared to Infi, of course, very unexperienced in big tournaments. So nervousness might be a thing here, might be a factor. In the game of 120, and now an unlucky end snare, getting that fiend, the coil. Oh, here, there's no coil anymore. No mana on the DK. So, losing a town portal, losing the DK, and a fiend early game. This is as bad as it gets for the Undead. But yeah, Infi is looking strong, stronger than ever. The tower is up, so the harass with skeletons, it's not that efficient anymore, since the Arcane Tower is doing so much damage to them. And this is, of course, all experience for the Archmage, who has level 3 already. Death Knight level 2.6, basically. But yeah, the statues are coming. This time, Infi was not able to kill the Tomb of Relics and the Slaughterhouse. So the Destroyers will appear earlier. Can he come back from this is the big question. The Lich is about to pop out of the altar, and then pressure gets a lot higher. Did Infi starting tech yet? That's the big question that I can't answer so far. But there's a shop, and there's more towers coming. Infinite towers. That's it. That's what he likes to play most. Just a solid base to come from. And this might be another surround. No, good Nova. A nice micro with the Fiend here. Getting one footman. And that level 3 is so important. He needs to kill as many footmen as possible, as fast as possible. And on the other side, Infi is just happy when his expansion is untouched. If he can get a Fiend, it's great. If not, not that big of a deal. But look at how hurt everything is. The statue is a saint for the entire undead army right now. And here we go. And yeah, on this map there's a Shredder. We didn't see that on Echo Als. So this might aid in defense and economy as well. As well as a Zeppelin, where you can always drop from into the undead's base. So he's causing some trouble, but he's still so far away from the workers, from the town hall, even from the towers. I mean, this base is this expansion is so well protected by building the towers so far up front. He creates so much space that the Fiends can't enter. Oh, nice defense, saving this footman here. Perfectly done by Infi. If he calculated this, this was a genius strike. And here we go again. He's going for the statues, of course. He wants to cut the healing. He wants to cut the mana regen. His Archmage pulling the Invo Potion already, since he's afraid of Coil Nova. There's no mana anymore for additional Water Elementals. But yeah, there's so many towers already. The Blacksmith will come up. Yeah, it's the Blacksmith. Oh boy. So Infi is prepared for basically everything. He's facing a level 3 DK. That's the only thing that should trouble him at the moment. And of course the upcoming Destroyer push. But even for that, I think he's ready. Tier 3 tech almost done. More statues are coming. And then we have the magical 50 food. But also the Tier 3 tech for Infi has started. Mountain King, obviously the second hero. Because he's so strong with his stun and his damage with the Stormbolt. And so tanky. So yeah, maybe pressuring the main base is the key to victory here. Mountain King is kind of trapped, but he can't dive into that base. It's perfect. It's perfectly sealed off. 120 was pulling an Acolyte. What does he want to do here? There's no skull, so he can't tower. That is weird. But Infi is also a little more passive. He tried to go into the main base with the Archmage right from the start, but he had to portal back to defend his Expo. So the tech is going on perfectly. Once again, 2 Spirit Towers to get rid of the Water Elementals. WFZ tried to park a Destroyer in the main base to get rid of this harassment. Oh, and he killed the Lich with the Stormbolt. Oh my god. The hero focus of Infi in this game is absolutely spectacular. Unfortunately, the Chinese cameras didn't scout it or didn't see it. So he uses this for a repair to the statues. And the Lich was level 2 already, so it's not that easy to get him back. It takes him a few more seconds. There's still the staff and the heal scroll and the boots, but good damage on the Archmage it is. And he's creeping the spots that belongs to the undead. And there's a Zapper coming. There's a Zapper coming. Will this be a second one? No, he's distracting with the Footman and the Archmage and the Water Elemental. But here comes the Terrorist. Where is he going for? He snipes him! And he only gets the crypt. That was nice. Wasted gold for Infi. But what can he accomplish? He can't tear down the Blacksmith. It takes too long. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy here. The ghouls have to retreat into the towers. And Infi is sniping the economy Is there another water elemental after this? That's the question. Repair coming in. But he cannot cripple the human's economy in the meantime. He can just do some damage, but here comes the Death Knight. Can he get rid? Oh, he gets one Acolyte. But this is nice experience. One footy down, second footy down. Frostmourne hungers. And now the Archmage is kind of trapped back there. Can step out, obviously. Is it a town portal? Yeah, it is. So the Mountain King escapes as well. And the Lich needs to take a look to the left. So he takes good care of the towers so far. Oh, tanks. Of course. This is the revenge for Echo Isles. And with tanks, stuff gets so hard. Maybe it's just a distraction tank, since he's also going for a Knights and Breakers upgrade. But these bases are perfectly built, so there's not much to accomplish here. Can he catch him in an open fight? Doubtful. Using 2 coils for that tower. I guess the masonry is already too strong. And now there's no town portal. There is no town portal and he does not accomplish anything here. Except some workers. But his crypt is gone. His crypt is gone and he's going for the Black Citadel. There is one destroyer parked to do at least some damage. The tank will aid here now as well. Oh, the first tank is coming. It's already there. And without the Black Citadel, I think it's not that big of a deal. He can't portal anymore. He can't rebuild the Acolytes. He can't build... he can't buy heal scrolls in his own shop. So yeah, that's basically it. He calls GG. Wow. Perfect game by Infi. That's it. Perfect game by Infi. Right from the start, I guess, after the first round, when the Death Knight died, there was no chance for him anymore. He lost so much time. Because when he had to rebuild his Death Knight, that's where he really wants to be there. To put the finger in the wound of this creep spot. And that didn't happen. So the expansion came up uncontested. He tried to push in with 1 Fiend, which is not ideal. He couldn't get the towers down when they were in build. He couldn't get the blacksmith down, so everything in order for Infi. Then he got the second surround, forcing the town portal, throwing back 120 again. And there was no comeback from that. Except some crazy Hail Mary thing. No chance. So, it's the other way around. I said it's Infi's task to take Echo Isles, which failed. It's 120's task to take Amazonia, which failed. And now we're here on Last Refuge, the final map of the day. The second 2-1 that we have here on this very day. And I mentioned it. Infi coming back. He is one of the strongest personalities, the strongest mindsets that the Warcraft scene has to offer. And he's 1 map away. I mentioned this before. This is basically the match for the group stage. Or for the win of the group stage. The other players in this group are ZDR and Sushishi. I don't think they're on the level of these 2 players. So whoever wins this will most likely end up being rank 1 in the group and get the easier opponent from Group A, which is TH, Yumiko, WFZ, or Fly. Most likely TH or Fly now, after game 1. So 700 viewers it is. So nice. So nice. Whew. Yeah, Last Refuge. We saw the game of WFZ of 120 versus Hawk. Hawk was almost able to beat 120 on this map. And so I guess if Hawk might be able to beat him, then then Infi should be able to do the same thing. He is, of course, the big favorite going into this map number 3. In the bottom left, everybody, Rookie of the Year 2014, the runner-up of Gold Championship Series, the runner-up of the Warcraft Forever Cup, where he lost to Fly 3-2 in the finals. And on the other side, WCG winner, a legend amongst Warcraft players. It is the two-time world champion Infi, winner of WCA 2014 and WCG 2009. It's his time to shine. It is Last Refuge. It is what Hawk called one of the best maps that humans can pick. And of course, it's once again going an expansion play. But we saw the Undeads adapting to this map. We saw the Undeads very, very, very close to victories here. And maybe we will see a skull aiding this harass. So, the big risk, of course, will his Death Knight get surrounded again? It happened to him now 3 times in matches against Infi. This is his kryptonite. This is something that is not allowed to happen. We see the Mountain King first. And now surrounds get a lot more likely. He switches things up. And I guess on Last Refuge, it's a valuable choice. This is, of course, horrible for Fiends. Since they are stunned for so long, they don't have that much HP. They have to be very, very careful. But later on, you can dodge it with Bolts, Burrow. There is a Zeppelin available. There is no Water Elementals because of that. And Creeping will slow down if he doesn't use a lot of mana for that. So, 120 again with the Acolytes, not able to steal anything here, but the Death Knight is coming already while the stream has frozen again. Alright, I think I have to reload since nothing is happening here anymore. Oh, it's a pause. And we have network issues. Network issues in China. We kind of know this. Shout out to the major in Shanghai. But there seems to be bigger problems. Stream keeps stuttering. So what happened? What happened is the question. Maybe a phone call. Again. No, they're continuing. Everything is fine. And I guess Infi did the pause. There is this is a very unusual building placement for 120, if I'm correct. A very strange Nerubian tower in the upper left. I'm wondering what that is. This is, of course, this can be used for the creep at the laboratory. But when will he have the time to creep? That is the big question. So here's the natural expansion creep by Infi. There's no steal yet, so this is a level 2, I guess. Yeah, no Merc Camp being crept, so this is level 2 for the MK. There's no damage coming from the DK. He's losing some time, in my opinion. He kept on creeping, so this creep went on uncontested. Circlet and level 2 and a third for the MK. What? Oops, sorry. It's coming. Forgot about that. So... I don't get it. I don't get why he is not contesting this expansion at all. Is he going for a very fast destroyer push? Since he saw that there's no water elementals to be afraid of. The Mountain King found the Reju potion, which is pretty nice. He can throw a lot of hammers now. Okay, the towers are not up. And this is the harass now, but it's so late. He can basically do whatever he wants there. No tower, no army, no nothing. And here we go. First peasant down. And the second one is about to follow. There is plenty of Rods of Necromancy here, but the expansion is up. And there's the first Stormbolt. And I think there's basically nothing that he can do against the surround except a counter surround. Can he keep it close? Perfect. Wow, the surrounds of Infi today are absolutely marvelous. Marvelous. And everybody should keep an eye on the surrounds and practice to doing like that. It's a level 3 Mountain King already. This is what you really want to avoid. The level 2 Stormbolt. It's just so much value for such a little price. And he has everything he needs, I guess. More mana, more armor, the boots. The expansion is up. And he refrains from... Or he doesn't build any additional towers. That's how safe he feels. That's the perfect sign of how safe he feels. And I'd love to take a look into 120's base. What's he coming up with? Merc support now for the former world champion. But here comes 120. Can he steal something? Can he kill a lot? That's the big question here. He's going for the workers, not going for the last hit on the rock golem. This is level 3.5 for the Mountain King and the boots of Qualifier, which is pretty shitty, but a little more armor. Second worker down. And more fiends are streaming in. But nice micro by Infi, saving that one peasant with basically 3 HP. Wow, that is nuts. How he takes care of such little details. Spending so much clicks on saving this one worker. And it's looking really, really good for Infi. But the expansion has only 2 towers. If he pushes this with a lot of destroyers or very early destroyers, there's still plenty of chances. Oh, Nova, can he get a surround? Can he get... Oh no, he squishes through the legs of the fiend, escaping that one. And he's almost level 4. What's his tech saying? I guess 1/4. Yeah. Militia coming in, of course, to help defend this. A second tower is coming, plus a shop. But it's not walled off. There's not an unlimited amount of towers here. But there's no Orb of Corruption yet. No destroyers yet. I just don't think it is enough. He has defend now, which makes things easier for him. He even pulled a ghoul. The ghouls. He wants to end this? I don't think so. But if he pulls 3 ghouls, he has no lumber income. Oh, barely escaping with that statue here. And this is level 4 now. More towers are coming. The pressure of 120 is not enough. Once again, he got his hopes very, very high. But apart from that, no follow-up. Yet. No follow-up yet. He's waiting for his destroyer upgrade and the Orb of Corruption. But Infi is killing quite a lot. Therefore, that's just a defend of his. It's pretty nice. And he's moving the unit so well. See the Mud Golem, such a squishy unit, surviving for such a long time. You saw the worker surviving for such a long time. You see the footman surviving for such a long time. He can't get the kills. You see it on the Lich, only a third of a level. Now he has the level 3 on the DK, which makes things a little easier. But constantly replenishing the Mountain King as well. He keeps tracks of all the little things, and that's what makes him so great. But he has no blacksmith so far. And if 120 is able to stay in that position, this will be the case for a long time. Finally, Muddy dies. First time I see say this, I guess. And it looks like 120 is stabilizing a bit here. He got some kills. What's the mana on the Death Knight? I would love to know. Mountain King dropping down to 50%. And yeah, against the Mauler and of course all the Footmen. Frost Armor. So much value. So much value. But the Blacksmith is about to finish. And so many towers as well. Does he have Masonry already? Is a second hero coming? That's all questions that we're asking here. Stonewall. I think he should finish or cancel the Blacksmith. That would delay Infi by a lot. But he's not doing that. He does not want to waste time because he knows, okay, Infi is going in my base and there's a level 4 Mountain King. That means he can easily snipe the Acolytes, but only now the tier 3 tech has started. He has another Necro wagon. Another wagon. No Necros, of course. So he can deal damage to buildings. But what's it worth? He wants level 3 on the Lich. He has the Orb of Corruption. And wow, this is getting close. Yes, this is getting close. Now that there's catapults on the battlefield, the chances of 120 are rapidly growing. And the Destroyer upgrade is coming as well. This will be a heavy tier 3 push. But again, 5 towers. It's double barracks. So once he hits tier 3, he will have a huge amount of knights in no time. But the tier 3 takes some time. He has... Okay, he's splitting his army. He's splitting his army. The catapults are dealing with the buildings. And the rest wants to chase the human army. Is it better than his army? That's the Tillerman question we're going to ask us here. Berserker down. And he has the town portal. Getting away with the Necro, with the wagons. And this seems to be working. Nice! Getting a town portal and the Berserker for free is a nice one. Second hero is coming for Infi. Most likely going to be a Paladin. And the workshops are coming, of course. Of course they are. And it's the Dark Ranger. No chance to go for a Panda in case of mass gyros. But there is silence, of course. And now it's time to cripple the buildings, to cripple the blacksmith, to block him here. But he has the workshops up already. So it's not that big of a deal. But 2 wagons are doing some good damage. This upgrade will not finish. But Infi's trying to get to the wagon. It's a Blood Mage! It's a Blood Mage second. That is nice. More hammers. And of course a dry DK. But Coil Nova, nice getting rid of those peasants. So far 120 is playing this mid-game pretty perfect. But Infi found a way to the catapults. The one will most likely die, but is there an opportunity to nuke him? There is Coil. Is there a Nova? Silence is on him though. And finally level 4. Ah, there's a Mana Stone. Nice item here. A Mana Stone on the Death Knight. So constant healing. Constant regeneration on the mana points of the Death Knight. There's something going on in the base. I guess he sent some footmen or whatever just to distract. But this is going flawlessly so far. Militia riding in, coming in from the back. They want to get rid of this catapult. Working well so far. There's no repair. He's going for the Mountain King. There's silence again. There is no Paladin to heal, mind you. The catapult is down. So no more siege damage. The Fiend survives and the Destroyer is still up in the air. What can the militias do against this? Basically nothing. But Siphon Mana is crippling the undead here. No more Coil. I don't believe that there's Nova left. And he needs another catapult to get rid of this expansion. But of course, Infi is stabilizing. He's coming to tier 3. Knights are not that far away. And 120 needs at least a few destroyers to get rid of this. Higher level heroes. And there they are. Double Knights being scouted. What's he building there? Tanks, of course. Of course it is tanks. Even if it's just for distraction, it's so strong. It is so strong. And there's too much repair. But Infi is short on lumber. Infi is short on lumber. Only 120. But both players are, I guess. Wow, this is one close game for what will most likely be the win of the victory in Group B. Red spot creep. What can he get? Wow. Warsong battle drums. 10% damage on everything. And in case he gets the wagons out again, this is such a huge boost. But it is now already. 10% on everything. The Lich is looking spectacular with a plus 13 already. So it's time for the destroyer to shine now. 3 masonry upgrades. But of course, it's just heavy armor. No fortified. 2 towers gone. 3 to go. Repair is coming in too late. 3 towers gone for basically nothing except coils. Nice Nova into the peasants. He's getting a lot out of this push. But here comes the tanks. There's not enough static defense, I guess. It's just slow towers. No spirit towers. And things are getting dicey. He has a little army back there with fiends and ghouls. His Infi's economy there is crippled, but he did not kill too many peasants. Wow! Counter Expo! But this is scouted immediately. Wow, tremendous. Tremendous scouting by Infi. Maybe he just wanted to go for that red spot, but in case he didn't, that was out of this world. He sold something at the shop, got the invul potion for it, of course. Banish Bolt is one of the craziest combos we have in entire Warcraft. That hero focus later with the Paladin together is gonna be so super strong, and that's why the movement, the control of the Dark Ranger is getting so important. Big mana potion, holy shit! There is so much heal. There is so much heal from this DK coming in. But also the Mountain King. He has plenty of Storm Bolts in his sleeve, up his sleeve. 4 Knights. Only 1 Destroyer. He needs to morph more. He's at 60 food already and he's supply blocked. He can't morph more. Temple of the Damned. Holy cow. And this temple stays alive. For what is it? For Curse? For Anti-Magic Shell? Banshees are an unusual choice, but I guess it's worth it. If he follows it up with Griffins, Banshees are a great choice. If he just lowers the damage of the army, also a great choice. He just has to be careful with them. Zombie Mask, of course! This is a coil spamming machine that we're seeing here. Additional mana rack from the Mana Stone, additional mana rack from the Zombie Mask, and on top of that, a big potion of mana as well. Holy shit. He's getting the second red spot as well. Oh, no, I think TH the Townpole there. So he got that out of him. Look, this inventory is ridiculous. Level 5. There's 2 mana points in 1 second. This is nuts. He wants to go for that expansion again, but Infi is securing that spot. 120 with an expansion in the bottom right. This is Adept upgrade for the Banshees, so anti-magic shell against the Stormbolts. Infi is constantly sending 1 tank. This is not that impressive. But even cannon towers, wow. That is nice. Even cannon towers added to this one. Can 120 get the expansion up? Can he get the hero kill here? Oh my god, a lag in this beginning of the fight. It's looking good, but is there a paladin? Yes, there is. 120 got at least one knight, but the Mountain King survived. That's pretty safe to say. And there is the paladin with the unholy aura. Holy cow, the towers are about to be finished. He needs the damage here. One's got cancelled, one's getting killed. He's doing a good job, but the army of the human player is falling him into the back. The knights, of course, coming in right away, but the damage on the Mountain King is too high, and that means Infi cannot secure this second expansion spot. He's still down to one expansion, 2 gold mines, and the expo for 120 is up. It is up. It's being scouted right now. It's only 60 food for Terra here, 120. 60 food for Infi as well. The Haunted Gold Mine is up and the Knights are streaming in. There is no town portal possible yet, but he is attacking the natural expansion from the human player, and this works pretty well. The towers are all gone. He's portaling back. He wants to defend this. The necropolis is finished, and here we go. 2 tanks approaching. He even wants to tower this. Can he repair the Haunted Gold Mine? I think the acolytes are all gone, but the first tank is gone as well. Is there enough damage from the 0-2 upgraded tank? I don't think so. Haunted Gold Mine stays alive. One more shot, and that would have been it. Expansion up. Is it safe? I wouldn't say so. But what a game. What a game for the series. To end this, the main gold mine is dry. The expansion of Infi almost dry. No second expansion following that up because 120 did a great job tearing down the towers in the upper left. Holy smokes. There is 2 gold mines running for 120 here. There's 1 gold mine for Infi. When did we ever encounter this? Of course, the Death Knight is a huge blessing. Especially against this Blood Mage. She can never get him out of mana, I guess, with that. I don't think so. Okay, here we go again. Is this the final fight? There is Banish on the Death Knight immediately and a Stormbolt. I don't think so because there is Silence on the Mountain King immediately. Nice Nova on the Militia. They're being sniped. The Shredder is coming to aid for Infi. Will the GSC champion prevail once again, or will this be the first big upset in this tournament already on day 1? We're about to witness level 5.3, another Stormbolt. We see the first Banshees with Curse and Anti-Magic Shell now. Once again, Siphon mana. But there's still 170 mana to go. 1 more coil plus 2 consumables. Of course, the Stormbolt is getting strong. He can snipe the Fiends. Not enough Magic Shell. He has to prioritize the heroes, obviously. And the Undead is driven back. It's 67 food, but can he get the turnaround here? Coil Nova on the Mountain King. And there's a tank once again. But it's not enough. Only 1 tank is not enough. And the Destroyer is taking care of this expansion. I want to applaud here for this watcher. And yeah, the Anti-Magic Shell is doing so much. And more Acolytes are coming in. He needs to get this expansion running. He needs some magic damage. Can he get a new Destroyer up in the air to fight the Knights? So far the fight is looking pretty good for Infi. The Banish Bolt combo is poison to Fiends. And now he's going for the Haunted Gold Mine. He tries to repair them as good as he can. But the damage of the human army is inferior. But as long as the Destroyer can deny the mining of Infi, there is no income anymore for the human player. There is income for the Undead. He can mine and repair at the same time because he pulled all the Acolytes from the main base. He's going for the Blood Mage now. Here comes the coil. Invu Potion right in between. The projectile was about to hit him. Another Fiend going down. Level up for the Blood Mage. And he has to be careful with his heroes now. Maybe he can get surrounded there with Knights, but he's getting rid of the Shredder, which is a huge damage deal. Stormbolt again on that Death Knight. He used the big potion already. Is it time to kill another hero here? But I guess the Paladin is there. Exactly. The Paladin is here to aid his fellow heroes. Another Stormbolt, but it's just to slow him down. The expansion is done. The 2 tanks are enough. The 2 tanks are enough, and 120 does not have enough gold to repair the Haunted Gold Mine or to rebuild the Haunted Gold Mine. So Infi, in the end, he accomplished what he wanted. The 2 tanks did the job. He couldn't focus on the tanks because he was busy with the knights, and now the Lich kind of exposed there. Level 4.5. He needs to get rid of the knights. He needs to get rid of the heroes, but yeah, he's low on mana. He's so low on mana. There's never ever another Nova. And now even the Death Knight is starting to drain here. And the Death Knight is so low, he might have to use the Town Portal. The Abomination is gone. So much healing coming in, but also the Necropolis is gone. Another Anti-Magic Shell to be safe for a little bit, but no Stormbolt here as well. But the army of the human player, oh my god, the numbers are diminishing, and he comes in with more and more Knights. However this is possible. I don't get why there's no Destroyer for 120. Of course, now he has no gold anymore. But before that, oh, the Death Knight, man. He's so exposed. The Death Knight is about to die. He's getting the Blood Mage. No, Town Portal. And so his hero stays alive. No, what was it? The Dark Ranger. And he calls it GG. And Infi, I told you, if there's one player to overcome the odds of losing the first game on Echo Isles, it is Infi. He stayed strong. But what a series it has been. Holy shit. So close again from beating this guy. He had him out of gold. He had him out of options. This was the do or die with the tanks towards the expansion. But it's Infi. He prevailed. And he undermines the status of the big favorite in this tournament. He won the WCA Pro Qualifier 2015. Will he win the first qualifier as well? We will see that throughout the upcoming days and weeks. It's over for today, but this does not mean this is the final content for this week. Of course, tomorrow the patch is gonna hit us. Remo will stream to show you all the balance patches, to show what's possible now in the new patch. And we don't know how late this is gonna hit us, but you will know. You will know if you follow the Reddit, if you follow our channel. Whew. Once again, Infi so close of being thrown down, of being beaten. But without the Dark Ranger, without Silence, I guess there wasn't any chance for him to come back into this. So the Knights in the end were just too strong. Maybe it was the wrong choice. To have no Destroyer in the fight against the Fiends, I think, against the Knights. So, to sum up this day, 2 very close series. We saw Yumiko versus TH. It was a 1-2 in a nice human mirror. And then you saw at 120 versus Infi. Crazy map that is called Echo Isles, where 120 played perfectly. Then pretty much a heavy beating. Oh, they're showing the replays again. A heavy beating on Last Refuge. Yeah, but let's sum it up here. This go by Infi was so great. Canceling the shop, canceling the slaughterhouse, driving 120 back so much. I mean, this tech is completely crippled. But at the meantime, he was able to kill a lot of peasants, slowing that mining down. So yeah, then the surround started. He was barely getting that DK before, following it up with killing that fiend. So it looked pretty good for Infi here so far. But then the siege started and the coils. I mean, you can only dream about those coils. Sniping units left, right, and center, getting rid of the production buildings, getting rid of the blacksmith to cripple the tech again. And then, yeah, Coil Nova on the level 1 Mountain King. That helped to create some more time, because the lower the Mountain King is, the longer your fiends survive, the more damage you can do. And in the end, it was just overwhelming for Infi, I guess. You see the highlights here. Yeah, you see the coils, man. This is unlike any other player in this world. And he denies that Fiend there. This is so nuts. Killing that Paladin was the end. But then it was Amazonia, where the game started great. He killed some creeps, stealing that even with an Acolyte. But he ran right in front into this surround. So he lost his DK, and this was not the only time that happened. This actually happened twice. He wasn't able to fight out of there. So this opened a huge timing window for Infi, setting up this expansion, which is usually so hard here on AZ. But this turned into a basic game here, and that surround was so gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, that means he can get the expansion up, he can get the towers up, he can get everything up that he wants. And there was no comeback for that. Third map, Last Refuge, started pretty bad again. For 120, I guess. Losing that Fiend right from the start. Gorgeous surround by 120 throughout the entire series, we have to admit that. But the go with catapults, man, that was really good. Infi took some time to finally overcome this. And I guess it took militia support to get rid of the catapults. But that push really hit him hard. And then when it was time for the mid-game, Infi didn't look too good as well with the first two knights. But yeah, in the end, he was able to kill the expansion with 2 knights, keeping his heroes alive, slaying the Dark Ranger, key to victory here, no more silence, no more mana. And with that inventory of the Death Knight, this was a sick performance by Infi, to say the least. Okay, this was day number 1 of WCA Qualifier China number 1. We will be back in 2 weeks for this. We will be back for Jera Cup, of course, the first cup that will be played on 1.27. Gonna be great, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter to be up to date with the Warcraft scene. Join the Reddit, wc3.reddit.com. And also, of course, if you feel like it, throw us a little donation, tip us a bit. This is always appreciated. We got up at 6 today to get this thing going, to cast this for you. Of course, feel free to subscribe or buy our merchandise at b2wshop.de. Thank you very much for tuning in.